Okay, let's talk about the most powerful tool you own, your brain. We're going to dive into a simple, no-nonsense guide for training that brain to achieve the kind of elite focus that can literally change everything for you. Your work, your goals, your whole life. So, you ready? Let's get into it. First things first, we've got to tackle this central mystery, right? It's something I think we all wonder about. I mean, really think about that for a second. We're all walking around with pretty much the same equipment between our ears, so what gives? What's the real difference between someone who's absolutely crushing it and someone who's, constantly distracted? It's not the hardware, folks. It's all about how you learn to use it. Yeah, you're seeing that right. 100 billion neurons. That's the staggering amount of potential packed inside every single one of our heads. And the fact that we all start with this incredible power means the difference isn't what we have, it's what we do with it. And that, right there, is where the training begins. So let's solve this mystery once and for all. The key, the secret, it all comes down to understanding and training one very specific part of your brain. Think of it as the chief executive officer of your mind. And here it is, the star of our show, the prefrontal cortex, or the PFC for short. It's the newest, most evolved part of our brain sitting right behind your forehead. This is the command center. It's what separates us from every other animal out there, and it's what governs our ability to be productive and stay focused. So what's on this CEO's daily to-do list? Well, it's planning for the future, locking in its attention, weighing the pros and cons, and, most importantly, keeping us moving towards our goals. So, you see, when we talk about improving our focus, what we're really talking about is making our brain's CEO stronger. Okay, so how do we actually do that? Let's get practical. I've got 3 targeted cognitive workouts you can start doing today. Think of them as taking your brain's CEO to the gym. First up is goal-directed behavior. Now, this is all about training your brain to not just make a plan, but to get really, really good at predicting how you're going to execute that plan. It's a core skill of a strong PFC. And the training for this is, well, it's surprisingly simple. Before you start any task at all, just guess how long you think it'll take. Write it down. Then, actually time yourself and see how close you are. This simple little game of predict and compare literally strengthens that neural circuit, making your PFC way more effective. All right, our next workout is all about pattern recognition. Your PFC just loves to analyze things, break them down, and find the meaning in the chaos. And you know what the perfect gym for this skill is? Puzzles. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The data is pretty clear on this one. Studies show that people who regularly do things like Sudoku, crosswords, or even jigsaw puzzles can have a brain that performs up to 17% better than average. That is a huge performance boost, and you get it from doing something that's actually kind of fun. Now, this third workout, this one might just be the most important one in our crazy modern world. It's called inhibition. And it's the critical power to say no, not just to other people, but to your own internal distractions and impulses. Think of it like a constant battle raging inside your head. You've got your limbic system. That's the old, primitive brain that's always chasing a quick hit of pleasure or running from something scary. It's the part that's screaming at you to check your phone right now. But then you've got your PFC, the new brain on the block. It's the one that can step in and say, nope, we've got a long-term goal here. Every single time you resist a distraction, you're doing one more rep for your PFC. You're making it stronger. All right, so we've hit the cognitive gym. Now let's talk about 2 behavioral boosts. These are actual physical things you can do that have a direct and almost immediate impact on how well your PFC functions. Now, this is going to sound a little strange, but stick with me. You can actually train your attention just by controlling where you look. See, there's a specific area in your PFC called the visual eye field, and it's directly wired into your ability to focus. Turns out, this is an ancient idea. In yoga, there's a practice called Trataka meditation. The exercise couldn't be simpler. Just light a candle and hold your gaze on the flame. That's it. Try not to let your eyes wander. The longer you can keep your gaze steady, the more you strengthen those critical attention networks in your brain. And finally, let's talk about motivation. What do you do when you hit that wall? You know, that feeling when your brain just refuses to engage? Well, there's a quick physical hack for that, and it's all about brain chemistry. Here's the deal. Physical movement is directly linked to the release of dopamine in your brain, and dopamine is pretty much the chemical of motivation. So next time you feel that focus draining away, don't just sit there and fight it. Get up. Walk around for just 1 minute. That tiny bit of movement can be enough to trigger a dopamine spike and give you the jolt you need to get right back on track. So there you have it, a full-blown toolkit for training the most powerful part of your brain. Let's do a quick-fire recap of your new training plan. So, what's in your new toolkit? You're going to predict and time your tasks to get better at hitting your goals. You're going to solve puzzles to sharpen your pattern recognition. You'll practice the power of no to build that mental muscle. You'll hold your gaze to literally lock in your attention. And you'll use a 1-minute walk to instantly hack your motivation. These aren't just ideas, they're your tools now. Look, elite focus isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, rep by rep, day by day. The power to control your attention, to control your life, it's right there in your hands. So the only question left is, which one of these workouts are you going to try first?